The world watches the Middle East through the lens of news cameras and satellite feeds. But beneath the tactical maneuvers of the U.S. Fifth Fleet and the missile batteries of Iran, a far older map is being unfolded. A map not drawn by generals, but by prophets. Today, the headlines of the New York Times are beginning to mirror the verses of ancient scrolls. To understand Armageddon, we must look at the geography. In Revelation 16:16, the Bible points to a physical location, the Valley of Megiddo in northern Israel. But the prophecy of Ezekiel 38 adds a chilling detail. It speaks of a coalition of the north, nations like Persia, which is modern-day Iran, and others descending upon the mountains of Israel. For centuries, this was seen as a myth. Today, with Iranian-backed forces positioned at Israel's borders, military analysts are looking at ancient texts as a tactical reality. While the biblical focus remains on the Valley of Megiddo, Islamic tradition shifts the lens slightly north. Sahih Muslim identifies the fields of Dabiq and Emak in northern Syria as the ground where the Roman forces and the believers will finally collide. This is Al-Malhama, Al-Kubra, the Great Slaughter. Less than 100 miles separate these two prophetic battlegrounds, making the border between Israel and Syria the most dangerous square mile on earth. But the most chilling sign comes from the east. The Prophet Muhammad foretold of black banners rising from Khorasan. This is not just modern Iran. It is a vast ancient territory spanning northeast Iran, Afghanistan, and parts of Central Asia and Pakistan. Prophecy warns that no power on earth will be able to stop these banners until they reach the sacred walls of Jerusalem. Today, as geopolitical alliances shift towards the east, the shadow of the black banners looms larger than ever. The late renowned Islamic scholar Dr. Israr Ahmad spent decades decoding these signs. He argued that the current global shifts are not political accidents, but the strategic realization of a 1,400-year-old warning. To Dr. Israr, the positioning of world powers in the Middle East today is the tactical precursor to the Fitna-e-Tatrika, the final purification of the Ummah before the Great War. His message was clear: the actors are in place and the stage is set. The consensus across faiths is terrifyingly unanimous. Christian Zionists see Armageddon as the gateway to the second coming. Jewish rabbis await their Messiah in the ruins of the Gog and Magog conflict. And Muslim eschatologists see the final struggle for truth. As the Hadith warns, the war will be so intense, a bird flying over the battlefield would drop dead from the sky before reaching its end. We are no longer waiting for the end times. We are living in them. Is this merely a regional conflict, or are we witnessing the tactical alignment of ancient destiny? Look at the geopolitical chessboard. For the first time in history, the Russian-Iranian-Turkish alliance, the very nations identified in Ezekiel 38 as the Confederacy of the North, is physically positioned along Israel's borders. This isn't just diplomacy, it's the realization of a 2,000-year-old warning. But the true existential nightmare for the West is the rising ghost of Khorasan. Modern military analysts are now tracking a resistance exercise that mirrors the ancient black banners. Spanning from the borders of Pakistan and Afghanistan through the heart of Persia, this is a multinational Eastern force that recognizes no international borders. For the Pentagon, the Khorasan factor is the unpredictable wild card, a technologically advanced and ideologically driven power that no missile defense system can fully contain. Inside the classified corridors of the Pentagon, Armageddon is no longer a religious metaphor, it's a tactical contingency. They are tracking the arrival of the red heifer in Israel and the accelerating plans for the Third Temple with chilling precision. They know that this religious friction point is the ultimate tripwire. A single strike on Jerusalem's sacred soil could trigger a global chain reaction that no superpower can stop. Is this Armageddon? If we define it as the final, unavoidable collision between global powers over the sacred soul of Jerusalem, then the evidence is undeniable. We are no longer debating if it will happen. We are analyzing how it has already begun. The world is no longer debating if these prophecies are true. it is witnessing them in real time. The consensus across faiths and military intelligence is terrifyingly unanimous. Whether it is the second coming, the arrival of the Messiah, or the rising of the Mahdi, every ancient path now converges on this scorched earth. The headlines are no longer news, they are the fulfillment of a script written in the stars thousands of years ago. As the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ warned of al-Malhama al-Kubra, the war will be so intense, so devastating, that a bird flying over the battlefield would drop dead from the sky before reaching its end. We are no longer waiting for the signs to appear. The pieces are on the board, the actors are in their places, and the final curtain is about to rise. Is this Armageddon? Perhaps the question isn't whether it's coming, but whether we are ready for what follows. We are not just witnesses to history. We are living in the final, unavoidable chapters of humanity. The countdown is over. The reality has begun. Are you prepared? Subscribe to stay ahead of the history being written today.